For the Yokozuna, no amount of heavy rain can dampen his July the 8th, the day which made him, when it all started to come right. 20 years ago this morning, on this very dohyo, when he was still an active wrestler, did a 16-year-old Hakuho notch the first win of a first ever winning score, and basically never look back. On his pro debut 2 months prior, he'd gone 3-4, the only modern Yokozuna to do so, losing the deciding bout to 18-year-old Tongan Minami Noshima, who would never rise beyond Division 3. Just 6 July 8ths later, and Hakuho would defeat the late Tokitenku to win his first bout as the 69th Yokozuna. The transformation of that scrawny teenage body still causing him to pinch himself. Before we find out if today was just as joyous, let me take you on a little journey to convey some local atmosphere. It may not come across on TV or the web, but wrestlers from Mie prefecture are loudly cheered here in Aichi. That's because Mie is a neighbouring prefecture, the border barely 24 kilometers from the arena. Outside of pandemics, Mie is essential to the sumo calendar. Every year do the top wrestlers head to the grand shrine at Ise to pray, perform ceremonies, and contest bouts nearby. The grand shrine is very closely tied to the imperial family, and hugely significant. In short, if you represent Mie and all its natural beauty, it's a big deal. Among Mie-born wrestlers in Nagoya today, university star Murata certainly drew the short straw. Or perhaps the long straw. Giant Hokuseiho moves to 3-0 and only an unprecedented collapse, i.e. 4 straight defeats, can prevent him from joining mentor Hakuho at salaried level. Chiyonokuni continues to go well post-injury, unbalancing yet another foe for a 4th win straight. And Shimano-umi from Mie's Shima City showed an entire forest's worth of fighting spirit in this match with ex-Kindai University teammate Takara Fuji. The result may have been a downer, but no one in Mie will bemoan the performance. A thumping right hook from Jo Koryu, and a sloppy ring exit by Kitanowaka duly lambasted, didn't quite make the final cut for features, as several significant things happened at the top. Unable this time to see Nagoya and do, some men are having fun with see Shodai and beat. Even Endo, who sadly withdrew today with a left thigh strain, managed to do that. Today was Tobizaru's turn to try. and succeed, making it 3 losses on the spin for Shodai, who cannot seem to handle being Ozeki. "I couldn't impose my style because I overthought things, being wary of the pull," was his latest excuse. And he claims some parts of his game are even worse than they were in May. His tormentor yesterday, Wakataka Kage, was looking for a 3rd straight win over January champion Dai Eisho today. But this is what happens when sudden success makes you a marked man. Learning from March and May, Dai Eisho's sole purpose here is to avoid the right arm block, targeting the right shoulder from the off, forcing Waka onto his weaker left side, then, when spun, making sure to hit the right shoulder immediately, before moving outside to set up the mighty left-hand parry which settles things. Having seen compatriot Tamawashi fall to his first loss in July, Terunofuji sought pole position and a 6th straight win over Hokuto Fuji. "I just thought about keeping calm and attacking from the front. I guess it went to plan," was Teru's verdict after fending off Hokuto's valiant attempt to flip him over from the left armpit. You can even hear Hokuto grunt in despair once his own armpit is breached. And finally, as promised, Hakuho versus Ichinojo in the closer. And July the 8th was enjoyed again. For me, Ichinojo simply isn't brave enough. Having secured the outside left, he surely has to draw back and throw across the belly. We've seen him do that to Hakuho. But he dawdles, and lets the genius claim that deep inside left which seals the win he needs much more. And there was something very deliberate about that manner of victory. Hakuho seeking to prove beyond doubt he can still beat the giant from the front after losing from that position last time. "I was a bit languid at the start, but coped through sheer skill," was Hakuho's brash assessment. The inside left and the breakage of his outside grip clinched it. Hokuto Fuji is up next in what is now looking increasingly unlike a farewell tour. If these Grand Shrine trees are July, then Hakuho can see the sparkling gold beyond.